Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. And in this episode, we're going to talk about Yearn.finance or YFI token. Again, if you guys look at tokens, any token, any cryptocurrency token or coin, right? It would probably be worth less than a dollar. Some of them are worth less than 10 cents, right? There are tokens that are worth $10, $50, $100, and even $1,000, but this token is worth $30,000. Okay, and at the time of this recording, this token is worth $30,000 per token. It used to be $40,000 during the height of the last DeFi market boom, and I believe that this token has incredible potential, and I'm going to share my thoughts with you in this video. So before we discuss about the price and market cap and all that fun stuff, we're going to talk about the Yearn.finance website. So if you guys don't know what this token is, Yearn.finance or YFI token is an ERC20 token that runs on the Ethereum blockchain. It's a yield aggregator platform that aggregates yield, that optimizes and aggregates yield for the best DeFi platform to earn the highest yield, right? And it tries to optimize a gas fees so that you pay the lowest gas fee possible with the highest return. So there are other DeFi protocols such as Compound, Curve, Aave, and etc. etc. Multiple different DeFi projects. So the problem with DeFi was if you deposit your DAI, let's say in Compound, and get like 5 to 10% APY, it's pretty variable. So the interest that you earn depends on the demand for the token, and the demand for every token changes rapidly, right? So you may be earning like 5% today, and you may be earning 10% tomorrow, but it suddenly drops to like 1 or even sometimes less than 1%, or in worst cases you don't earn any interest at all, right, by lending in Compound. This has happened to a few tokens, but not for stable coins, and it has mostly happened for tokens that have very high volatility, specifically low cap ERC20 tokens such as BAT, etc. Right? So how do you use the platform when you don't even know how much interest you're going to get, and how much percentage you're going to get in a consistent basis? So Yearn.finance to like try to resolve this issue by trying to act as an yield aggregator, and it constantly switches your ERC20 tokens from one platform to another, based on how high the yield is, and tries to give you the best possible yield at a given time, right? So again, if you look at Yearn.finance, they've recently done a little bit of modification. It used to be a much more boring, pretty old school kind of design, but now I think they're slowly improving the graphics of their website. They have a pretty good they have a pretty good community. The value locked is currently at 467.98 million. The market cap is 929.90 million, and the volume is $482.72 million in this protocol. So to access the protocol, obviously you need to have a MetaMask account or any Web3 wallet to access it. So what I'm going to do is, since I can't access it from my phone, I'm just going to the top left screen to show you what kind of options they have on their website. So you have the yield option, which if you click on it, you have the walls, the famous Yearn walls, and the earn option, right? So the Yearn walls are basically where you can expect a lockup of a particular token, ERC20 token obviously, and you can earn high yields on them, right? So they offer a pretty good variety of tokens here. Obviously, stable coins such as USDC and DAI, and even I believe USD Tether and True USD and even MEUSD are pretty standard ERC20 tokens you can find on any DeFi platform. Hedgic is a new token. Curve MUSD, Curve GUSD, and obviously wrapped Ethereum. You can also deposit Curve Compound and 3 Curve, which is basically a combination of a pool of stable coins such as DAI, USD Tether, and USDC, and yeah, Link and Curve BUSD, Wi-Fi itself, and obviously Aave Link or A Link. So you can pretty much earn decent interest rates by locking your tokens in the Yearn walls, or you can also use the earn option to earn interest. But again, since I don't have it connected to my wallet, I don't think I can access this. So without taking too much time, we can move on to the next topic, which is basically Yearn.finance's cover protocol, which is obviously not showing on the screen right now because my wallet isn't connected. But you can clearly see that you can use a cover option within the Yearn ecosystem to protect against any form of bug in the code, right? So that is something that's pretty unique to this project. There's also the governance component associated with it, where YFI token holders can obviously vote on the project proposals on the platform and improve the project improve the platform in general, right? You can also see other options such as social, docs, security, and version 1. So I don't want to go into all of those in detail at the moment, but if you do want to experiment and play around with this platform, you can go to Yearn.finance, and then you can choose you can connect your MetaMask wallet or any wallet that is that you have um, uh, Yearn access to, and you can obviously look at the options in the top left corner. So let's focus on the coin market cap page of Yearn.finance. So this is the 44th ranked coin based on market cap, according to coin market cap, and you can clearly see that the price obviously is 30,700 as we discussed, 600 as we discussed before, and it decreased by 1.88% in the past 24 hours. If you look at the tokenomics of this project, it's pretty interesting because if you see, it's pretty much like 925 million dollars in market cap at the moment, which to be honest is quite low for a coin of this magnitude, right? And if you see, its circulating supply is its biggest highlight in my opinion. I'm all in for like scarce coins, right? Because I believe that any coin that is scarce, especially with such good utility features like Yearn.finance and Aave, which have very limited supply of tokens, I believe that these tokens are going to skyrocket in value because these tokens are being watched by institutions and several hedge funds who are keeping an eye out for these tokens. And I believe that when they start accumulating these tokens, it's going to be a feeding frenzy because there's going to be no more tokens left in the markets for common retail investors like you and me to invest, and that's going to shoot the price to the moon, right? You can see that the max supply is only 30,000 tokens, and the circulating supply is already 29,969 YFI. So that's almost 100%. So it was completely a free and fair launch by its founder Andre Cronje, and this token ballistically exploded in the DeFi bull market last year, and people who got into this token very early, just like how they got into Bitcoin, they were like generously rewarded, right? And this token also provides us with a simulation of how things would be when Bitcoin nears its its inflation, nears its end of the 21 million Bitcoins that are going to be mined ever for the protocol. So if you imagine this token's performance in this bull run, where there's going to be a lot of scarcity of this token and there's going to be very high demand, and you can imagine how high this token is going to go by the end of this bull run. If you take that scenario and apply it to Bitcoin, right, you can clearly see that this token is basically Bitcoin, but it's happening in 2021, right? Bitcoin obviously is a scarce coin, but at the same time, Bitcoin is still being mined actively, and there is still an inflation rate that is obviously mathematically determined for Bitcoin, and miners can still add and inject new Bitcoins into the market, right? But there will be a time when miners won't be able to mine any more Bitcoins, and there is going to be high demand and low circulation. I mean, there's obviously pretty high demand right now and low circulation, and exchanges in total have only about 1.5 million Bitcoins left in the exchanges. So there is not enough Bitcoin to satisfy people's demands already, right? But if you increase the factor of that by a magnitude of 100 or 1000, right, with extremely high scarcity and extremely high demand and very limited or little supply, that's going to literally blow Bitcoin through the roof, right? If that were to happen, and if you want to imagine how that would be, or if, most of us won't be alive by the time, right? But if you want to see how that's going to happen in 2021, I suggest looking at Yearn.finance, because Yearn.finance is going to give us a blip of the future of how Bitcoin is going to be, right? And again, when we look at the charts, you can clearly see what I'm talking about. This coin started out on, you know, as a very pretty like a down to earth token. I believe it was $700 when it initially got launched, and it immediately started popping up and going up in an upward trajectory. And you can clearly see that these three huge spikes that Yearn.finance has caused made it reach to the all-time highs of $40,000 on September, I believe. Yeah, September 12th, and then it started dropping down, but it also had another decent peak of around $30,000 on September 26th, and it was going on a downtrend, and people who bought it at this dip are at a really comfortable profit position right now, right? So you can clearly see that this token, if you look at the green line, you can clearly see that it's been performing very well when it comes to US dollar terms. But many people I've discussed are looking at this token in a different perspective. What they're doing is basically they're holding on to this token or buying more of this token at prices that we are currently seeing right now, because if you look at the Satoshi value of this token, you can clearly see that it has been going down while Bitcoin was going up, right? But when the trend reverses and when Bitcoin starts going down and YFI starts going up, you can see that you can easily accumulate your Satoshi values in a matter of a few months, right? What this suggests is, if you are trying to hold YFI uh, in order to increase your Satoshi value, this is the right time to do that. Because if you see in Bitcoin comparison, YFI is almost, it's its very low value, almost when it was back here in November 2020. So you can clearly see that if you buy it right now at the beginning of the all season, or even the second bull run for Bitcoin, you can easily like 10x or even 50x your money at the end of this bull run, right? And this token has strong tokenomics, it has strong utility, and its governance factor makes it much more of a useful token rather than the several other ERC20 tokens that don't have anything going on for them, right? So if I were to invest in this token, I would obviously invest it at this time, because you can clearly see that there's this dip that makes the coin worth $30,000 right now, but you can clearly see that it used to be um, $37,000. So you are clearly getting it at a very good discount at the moment when in dollar terms. And if you are looking to accumulate more satoshis, again, this price is pretty much the best price you can ever get for a token of such great value and such great potential, right? And again, if you feel like the dollar value of the token is frightening for you, again, I would not worry about that. The reason is, if you even if you invest like 100 to 500 bucks in this token, this token's performance will outpace most of the ERC20 tokens, okay? And this token is considered as this blue chip token, blue chip DeFi token that has a very good, strong foundation for it. It was a fair launch token, just like how Bitcoin was. Its founder is obviously pretty down to earth, just like how Satoshi is, and this coin has pretty much like high level of scarcity because of its max supply being 30,000, which is like incredibly low, right? And its market cap is, although it's big, it's not significantly big, right? And this market cap is going to be, I think it's going to be at least 5 times this market cap by the end of this bull run, right? Because this is going to clearly like explode, and when this explodes, you're going to see a lot of new millionaires going to be made, because this token has everything to it, right? And I also read a few articles where many institutions were definitely keeping an eye out for Yearn.finance, and there was one particular institution that I don't remember at the top of my head right now, which was actively buying Bitcoin and YFI, right? If you bet on the future of DeFi, you're definitely going to succeed. And if you bet on the future of Yearn.finance, you're going to become a millionaire, right? So again, this video is not financial advice. Please don't take anything that I'm saying as financial advice or investment advice. Please do your own research before you put your money on Yearn.finance. It is an expensive token. You don't have to buy the whole token. If you can afford to, then by all means go ahead. But if you want to buy this token, you can invest obviously anywhere between 100 to 500 just to test it out. But at the same time, you can also uh, you know like hold this token in the Yearn vault, and lock it up there and earn a bit of interest. If you feel like the gas fees are too high, which I would recommend not touching Ethereum unless the gas price falls down, you can use this token to earn a passive savings interest on this token by depositing it in Binance savings program. I believe they are offering 4% interest on YFI, but it is pretty competitive. And the last time I was looking at it, I think it was already 88% occupied. So if there is any more space left, and if you have some YFI tokens that are just sitting around in your MetaMask wallet, you maybe considering moving it into Binance to earn some interest before this token starts rocketing up, right? Again, I do believe that this token has an incredible potential. It is a blue chip DeFi token with more and more developers working on this token, currently. And I believe that as the DeFi space grows, this platform and the token would expand to new milestones, right? So if you also want to know how the future of Bitcoin would look into, uh, the future, the best way to predict the future of Bitcoin is by looking at the movement and activity of YFI. because of its similar launch, similar tokenomics, and similar humble beginnings, just like Bitcoin. I believe that this token would be used as a reference token to plot the future of Bitcoin, right? Again, that's just my opinion. Remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. So thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.